How should I start if I am still employed, but I think I may be misclassified? Okay, good question. I think you would have two goals. One is to not get fired, or if you don't care, the second goal is to get your unpaid overtime. So, the first thing you want to do to not get fired is to do nothing, just hire a lawyer and keep track of your hours that you work over the duration of the statute of limitation, whether that's 2, 3 years, or 6 years, depending on what state you live in. Number two is once you track the hours that you work each day, each week, you want to give that to your lawyer in the future, and he or she, like me, will file the lawsuit and collect your unpaid overtime. Now, option two is try to get your overtime while you're still working there. And it's a little harder, but it's worth it if it works. And that is you want to print out the Department of Labor's publication on classification for whatever exemption they're claiming you work for. So if they're saying, hey, this person is a executive exempt employee, then you're going to want to give the DOL printout to your employer, to your boss, and don't have a conversation with them. You want to actually write them a letter or an email and keep a copy of it to prove that they received it. And what you want to do is explain to them that under the DOL publication, you've been misclassified. You actually are entitled to overtime because of your job duties, and include whatever information you have to help articulate the point that you're making. And that is, this is what I actually do. It's different from what you say I do or my job description says I do. If they're messing around with your salary, you want to point that out too. By saying, hey, I'm not being paid a salary because you're making deductions partially whenever I'm out 1 or 2 hours a day for a doctor's appointment. Once you've articulated all those points that you're making and your employer still doesn't pay you your overtime, then you can save all of that communication and the fact that they ignored you as evidence of willful violation. So willful violations when you told the employer that they're in violation of DOL rules and regs and they still continue to do so. And this is important because oftentimes when we file these lawsuits, they often come back and they say, well, that employee never complained to us that they were misclassified. If they think that they were owed overtime and they should have been classified as employees entitled to overtime, they should have complained. And since they didn't do that, then it's not willful violation because we didn't know that they felt this way. It's not a really good strategy, not a real good defense, but it's something employers do all the time. And this is one way to jump ahead and anticipate that potential argument and save on the communications with the employer. Okay, back to work.